Hey guys, it's SpyCat, and I'm finally going to show you my entire collection, movie by movie, section by section. I organized this whole movie room, I'm proud of myself, and I even comb my hair so I don't look like a freak on this video. So anyway guys, what I'm going to do is go through my movie collection individually, movie by movie. I'm going to tell you if a movie's out of print. I'm going to tell you if it's one of my favorite movies, if it's worth watching, and I'm going to tell you if I didn't watch it or not. So, section by section, horror movie, sci-fi, drama, comedy, kids, Disney, Western, war, and a bunch of other crap that I forgot. But this video is going to be the first video of my Collection series. And to start out, I'm going to start with my favorite section, the top shelf, which consists of my DC Marvel superhero movies. Then we'll go to fantasy, and then we'll go to sci-fi. Let's get started, guys. Alright guys, so the first thing on the top shelf is my Batman collector set with Batman 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then of course, being the collector that I am, I have Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, Catwoman there. All the Crow movies, have to have those. He's a cool kind of superhero. Third Crow with Kirsten Dunst. Darkman, this is the best one with Liam Neeson. Darkman 2. I need Darkman 3, but I didn't really care because it didn't have Liam Neeson in it, so of course part 1 is always the best. I got Dick Tracy. Definitely one of my favorite movies of all time when I was a kid. Great movie. Hellboy. Iron Man 2-disc edition. Iron Man 2. Highlander. Highlander 2. Johnny Handsome. This movie is kind of well forgotten about. It's Mickey Rourke. Really good movie though. Forrest Whitaker is in it. Great movie. Kind of, he's like a superhero kind of thing. They mess up his face, kind of like the Darkman thing. They mess him up, then he comes back for vigilante revenge. Phantom. Punisher. The new Punisher with John Travolta. I didn't even bother getting 2 because I really didn't like part 1. Remo Williams, this is kind of a superhero movie. Out of print. If you have that, it's out of print. RoboCop, the Criterion Collection, which is out of print, worth a little bit of money. Being the collector I am, I will get the RoboCop of this version just because it'll look cool with my 2 and 3. The Shadow. This movie is actually a good superhero movie. It's with Alec Baldwin. And this movie also is out of print, so this is a hard movie to find. Even used, it goes for about 15 to 20 bucks. Spawn, John Leguizamo is in this. Really good superhero comic movie. Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 2. I need to get Spider-Man 3. Street Fighter, Jean-Claude Van Damme does that flash kick where he flips up in the air backwards and kicks a guy in the face. Favorite movie when I was a kid. Beowulf. So now we're getting started on the fantasy movies that I have. Had to get a little step ladder, guys, because this is hurting my back reaching up on this top shelf. But to start out with the fantasy movies is Beowulf. I don't know why I put this in fantasy, but it's a really good movie. I remember I saw this movie a while back, like kind of when it first came out. I was surprised. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I did. Really good movie. Blast from the Past. This is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Alicia Silverstone, Brendan Fraser. They go in a bomb shelter and they come out like when he's like 23 years old or pushing like 25 or maybe 30, I forgot. And then, he's just getting used to the year 1998 or something. Really good movie. On the fantasy level, I guess. Clash of the Titans. I love that cover. That is just an awesome snapback cover. Also got Clan of the Caveman with Daryl Hannah. Good movie about kind of like caveman. I like this movie because the whole movie is silent. So it's, when a movie's all silent and it's a movie, they have to do really good acting. I got Cool World, another movie that's out of print. Oh, and also, by the way, this one's out of print, and this cover is out of print too. Deeply with Kirsten Dunst. This, I don't know, it's kind of fantasy feel. I didn't watch this yet, but I got it. It was like in the dollar bin. Edward Scissorhands. I think I have like 3 different versions of this. I have a cool tin set of this too. Favorite movie of all time. Can't go wrong with that one. I got Dragonheart 1. And I think Dragonheart 2 or 3. No, this is 2. I need to get 3. But Dragonheart, the first one is just a great movie. Also got Dreamkeeper. Ghost. Kind of fantasy feel to it. Great movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. Hellbound with Chuck Norris. Kind of cool. Hook. This seems like kind of fantasy feel to it. It should be in kids, but I wanted it on top shelf, and I like that it's the Super Bit collection. I got The Host. This is actually kind of a Asian genre type of film about these kids that find this big, crazy-looking dinosaur thing like under a bridge, and it, kind of is nice to them and everything. Hunchback of Notre Dame. This cover right here, the Charles Laughton. There's one with Charlton Heston that I have too. Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. I mean, just a great cover. And looking at the time on my phone, and they have one with Anthony Hopkins. Let me show you the one that I have on Blu-ray with Charlton Heston. Well, I made a mistake, guys. I guess it was another movie that has Charlton Heston in it. Maybe it was like Moby Dick or something. I have so many movies of that. But, anyway, guys, let's get back to the fantasy. Yeah, and what I'm going to do, guys, is do the Marvel Comics and the fantasy in one video and do the sci-fi in a second video. That way this video isn't like 20 minutes long. Burt Lancaster, Island of Dr. Moreau. This movie's actually out of print, worth a little bit of money. I also have the new Island of Dr. Moreau with Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando. Good movie. It seems more like fantasy movie to me than sci-fi. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Great movie. I have 2 versions of that. I have that version, and I have this Hallmark Channel version, which is really cool. I kind of put my adventure movies where they're on an island and fantasy, just because sci-fi, I kind of stick to alien movies and alien encounter movies and stuff like that. Lady Hawk, this version's out of print. Matthew Broderick, really cool snapback version there. Lady in the Water, good fantasy movie. I like that it's a hologram right there. You can see her eyes blink there. Really good movie. I kind of like this movie. Not a lot of people talk about this movie for some reason, but real trippy movie. Little Shop of Horrors, kind of a cool 80s movie with Rick Moranis in it. Magic in the Water. I need to get the one with Ted Danson about the Loch Ness Monster. I definitely need to get that to add to my fantasy collection. And of course, guys, I have all the Mummy movies. Mummy 1, Mummy 2, Mummy Returns, and Scorpion King. And I have the other Mummy with Jet Li, but I don't know where it is. Mysterious Island. This is the one with the guy from Star Trek, Patrick Stewart. Really good movie. This is the Hallmark movie of Mysterious Island. And I also have this out-of-print version of Mysterious Island, the first one that was made. Love the crazy artwork on this about the dodo and the big wasp and the big crab. Out-of-print, so it's worth a little bit of money. Never-Ending Story 1, favorite movie of all time when I was a kid. Never-Ending Story 2 with Jonathan Brandis, who recently died. He committed suicide. He had a part in Hearts War with Bruce Willis, but they cut his whole part out of that movie when he was trying to do his comeback to show business, and because of that, he went on an alcohol binge and hung himself. Never Was, Brittany Murphy, Aaron Eckhart, I think that's how you say his name. Kind of a cool little fantasy movie. Pan's Labyrinth, gotta have that in the fantasy movie. Really trippy movie. The cover alone is just a really cool cover. I love that cover. Pleasantville. This is kind of fantasy to me. It's kind of a fantasy feel to it. Really good movie if you haven't seen it. Might be out of print. And you can't have, oh man, I hella paused right there. That's funny. The Princess Bride. You can't have a fantasy collection without The Princess Bride. That's what I was trying to say. Great movie. One of my favorites of all time. Also when I was a kid. Quest of Fire is a lot like the Clan of the Cave Bear with Daryl Hannah. Same kind of feel to it. It's about like old caveman days. They're trying to hunt the things and everything. I also have Apocalypto, but I have that in my adventure section. I need to put that up here because it's kind of caveman-y type of movie too. And, or no, it isn't. I meant 10,000 BC I need to get and put it up in my fantasy collection. Also have Reign of Fire, kind of like Dragonheart 2, really good movie. Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, great dragon slaying movie. Jim Henson's The Storyteller, Greek Myths, out of print movie. I think I paid like $30 for this because it was out of print, but really cool, trippy stories in that. Time Bandits, another out of print movie. Shelley Duvall, Sean Connery's in it. That's cool. Haven't watched this one, but I needed to get it for my sci-fi collection. Also out of print. Warriors of Virtue. This movie's out of print. I saw this on eBay for like $100 or maybe $80 or something, but it's a really hard movie to find. And I'm really glad I scored on that and bought that. Hold on, guys. All right, guys, we're getting down to the last two of my fantasy collection. What Dreams May Come. Oh, man. This, guys, is one of my favorite movies of all time. I need to watch this movie again for like the 20th time. I love this movie. I mean, there isn't a lot of movies that talk about heaven and hell. This movie shows how heaven is. Of course, that's not what it is. You know, it's just a depiction of what it could be or something. But this movie is about Robin Williams dies and his wife commits suicide after he dies. But the thing is, because his wife committed suicide, she ends up going to hell. And Robin Williams, getting hit by a train or a bus or something, I think, by accident, goes to heaven. His dog's in heaven. He's searching for his wife, but he can't really figure out where his wife is until they tell him that she's in hell. And he can go and visit her for about 5 minutes. Because if you go and see the people that are in hell, you can only last there only 5 minutes with an angel with you, taking you on the tour of hell or whatever that is. But he is so in love with her, it's like his soulmate. He wants to stay in hell just to be with her, and he chooses to stay in hell. Really good romantic movie. Really great. Won a bunch of Academy Awards. If you haven't seen this movie, see it. Definitely a great movie. The best movie about heaven and hell there is, for sure. And last but not least, fantasy collection is special edition of Hollow with Val Kilmer. A couple versions of this movie is out of print. I don't know if this is one of the ones that's out of print, but might be out of print. But that's pretty much my sci-fi, or not my sci-fi, but my Marvel movies and my sci-fi collection. The next video I'm going to do, guys, is going to be my sci-fi collection. And as you could see, it goes on and on and on till about here. So that'll be the next video, guys. But that's it for my fantasy and Marvel comic movies that I have in my collection. Stay tuned for the sci-fi collection I'll be doing on the next video of my collection. And it's going to be really cool, guys. I'm going to be going through my whole movie collection about what I have. We just got through the comic movies, superhero movies, and fantasy collection. And sci-fi is next. See you guys next time.